Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. The silver markets are crazy. Everything is out of control. COVID-19 exposed the dollar, but also threw markets way out of left field. We have American Eagles being sold for $30, but we have extremely high premium rare coins being sold for $25. Like that's ass backwards, right? That's absolutely crazy. I went to buy some silver today, and the Lunar Series 2, even the snake, some of the more rare of the series, extremely low mintage numbers of these coins that are usually sold for around $50 are on sale for $25, but then you have American Eagles that should be sold for $15 being sold for $30. Like, what is going on? Right? Everything is thrown out of whack. COVID-19 has thrown everything out of whack, and hopefully things will get back to normal again. Well, I don't even know if normal is even a possibility anymore, right? I've I'm a couple days ago I made a video where I just vent. Instead of going over a specific topic, a specific article, I kind of just share my opinion on what's going on with the markets, and the video did extremely well, right? Thousands and thousands of more views than my other videos. So I know that you guys like when I just kind of sit back and just vent, or just explain my opinion, my perspective on the markets. I think that's really what you guys want to hear more than someone else, right? Because you're subscribed to my channel. So I'm gonna kind of just break things down to where I see them. So I just I made a video, and it was talking about how gold might actually replace the dollar, how places like Ecuador, how they're an oil, mining oil, but they're pegged to the US dollar, and they can't keep pumping dollars because that's not part of their system. The US can, but they can't. And all these countries, even not even just third world countries, are facing, even Italy, are facing this huge problem where their cash is running low, but like Italy pegged to the EU, or the European dollar, is it's becoming not only a problem but a very dangerous situation. If they can't financially cushion their economy, what's going to happen? We see we see now more than ever the truth behind our financial system. And the video's talking about gold replacing the dollar, and at the end of the article, the guy that wrote it mentions how it could be a virtual currency because cash is dying. The dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power. Cash is burning down to the ground, whether you like it or not, whether you want to admit it or not, or acknowledge it. The dollar is devaluing itself. And if there is a new currency, I think it would be virtual. Everything is virtual now. It's the swipe of a credit card, swipe of a card. You never see anyone paying in dollar bills anymore. It's all virtual, right? There's cardless ATMs now. Everything is cashless now. It's all virtual. So a new currency would probably be virtual, but he also goes a step further in saying that it would probably be backed by gold. Because through all of this chaos, there's been one denominator that's been stable, and that is gold and silver. That's been gold and silver. Just like when our money was backed by gold and silver pre 1965, when we had the gold and the silver standard, when it was lawful money and legal tender, right? And now it's just a promise, and it's based off of faith, and we're quickly losing faith in this system. So, you know, I want to throw the question out to you though, as a viewer. Do you really have faith in our financial system? Or do you see how corrupt it is? And do you see that the higher ups have failed us? That's another thing the article was mentioning, is how our leaders have failed us. And it's up to us now to catch our own butt, excuse my language, but to catch our own butt and find an alternative. There is no solution. There is no end-all be-all. It's only going to get worse, especially as COVID-19 keeps spreading. So if we're trying to figure out a solution, we're already setting ourselves up for failure because there is no solution. The only alternative is precious metals. Precious metals have been valued for over 6,000 years. It's the only thing that has ever will be valuable. Every fiat currency system has always failed. It's set up for failure, right? It's set up to enslave people in debt. So with that said, what is your game plan? I'll share a little bit of mine. So the worst part about it is you have to save fiat currency because that's food, water, and shelter, right? You have to be able to still pay your bills. It's not like you can just only solely invest into gold and silver. You have to stack fiat currency. And I always recommend it's actually a must before you actually invest in the precious metals. You have to have fiat currency, dollar bills, US dollars, or wherever you're from. You have to have that saved up. Because if not, you're more than likely going to be selling your gold and silver once an emergency situation or hospital bill or medical bill comes up. And you need to be able to balance and budget. Patience and balance are probably the two most important words in the investing world, not just the precious metal world, but in the investing world. Because with balance, that comes budgeting. That comes, separating your wants versus needs. Learning just because you can buy something doesn't mean you can afford to buy it. Learning how to not spend 75% of your paycheck on precious metals, but maybe 15%, or depending on how much metal content you have, maybe it might be even less than that. And separating that out to where it's balanced. Because if not, if things aren't balanced, then trust me, you're going to get bit in the butt. It's going to catch up to you. Trust me, when I was a beginner stacker, I was that person spending 75% of his paycheck on precious metals, trying to just catch up to everyone. I wanted to, I didn't want anyone to, or I guess because you see these 100-ounce unboxing videos and these 1,000-ounce full stack videos, and you want to be like that. And when you have no silver in the beginning, you feel like you're left out. You feel like you found something and everyone else found it, and the price is going to explode overnight, so you need to get a whole bunch of it as quick as possible. And that's not true. That's definitely not true. Silver's not going to be $50 tomorrow. It's going to take time, and you have time. Now, right now, it's interesting because if you are going to buy silver online, you're paying extremely high premiums, which I don't recommend. I would try to go to like JM Bullion and get the 10-ounce starter kit where you can get 10 ounces of silver at spot price, or hopefully if in your state or wherever you're from, if there's any local coin shops open, try to go to your local coin shop. But paying $30 for an American Eagle is absolutely crazy, right? Right, things that got crazy. The U.S. Mint sold out of American Eagles. Royal Canadian Mint shut down. Mexico and Peru shutting down silver production. They accumulate 40% of silver production on a global scale, and they're shut down, right? Things are just absolutely crazy. So I'm mentioning all this stuff because it's all coming back to the same thing that we've always talked about: how gold and silver have the most potential, right? At the end of the day, the dollar's worthless, the dollar's losing its value, and gold and silver are the answer. It's always been the answer. I've been telling you guys for years on this channel. This is what the time has finally come, right? The years of investing and stacking and watching YouTube videos is coming down. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, and things are going to get interesting extremely quick. And I'm telling you that from a, not just not an assumption, but almost like a statement. It's going to happen. COVID-19 has unleashed the beast. The bubble has popped, right? The bubble has popped, and like that article said, our leaders have failed us, and it's time to step up and take action of our own financial future and our financial freedom. So anyways, I'm curious where that leads you guys and gals, where that leads you stackers. Where do you think not only prices are going to be headed, but where do you think the dollar is headed? Where do you think our financial system is headed? Do you think we can come back from this, or do you think things are just, gone with the wind, and we're going to have something new in place? And what would that new system look like? Would it be virtual? Would gold and silver have any accumulation to it? What would it look like? Anyways, I'm gonna wrap that video up here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you thought it was interesting, entertaining, educational, informational, make sure to smash the like button. It really does help. I know you guys like these types of videos more than the other videos, so I'll try to do this more often. I do like the articles because I do like informing people on what's happening in the world of precious metals from a statistics standpoint, a chart-based standpoint, and an economical view as well. And the articles definitely do that. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys soon. Peace.